Mint Bloom. I'm glad you're here. Sorry for coming over at such a weird time unannounced. I figured you might be home by now. Please, can I come in? Thank you. I'm I'm okay. I promise I'm fine. I got into a bit of a fight. Sorry. It seems I'm a little unsteady on my feet right now. Thank you. I promise it's not too serious. But I'm having some trouble healing, so I'm sorry, love. I never wanted to put you in a position like this, but I can't heal on my own right now. So please, I need you right now. I need to feed. I'm sorry. This is so unfair of me. But it's okay, right? Please tell me it's okay. Please. so sorry. I wasn't able to be as gentle as usual. My bite mark is so messy today. I was barely coherent enough to realize how I was biting you. Here, show me. It didn't hurt, did it? I didn't scare you, did I? I'm so sorry. It must have been scary. Here, let me clean it up a little. No, I was messy today. Let me clean it up a little more. Right now, it looks like something attacked you. Here, tilt your head a little. Don't squirm. I can't lick my bite properly if you're moving around. Don't move, okay? Did it hurt? You're sure? I'm sorry. Me? No, I'm okay. I'm sorry to have scared you. I'm already feeling a little better now. Thank you. What happened? It's unbecoming of me to admit, but I may have gotten into a fight with some other vampires. No, I usually would never do such a thing. I don't want you to think that I'm aggressive. Even among other vampires, I'm not the sort to go around picking fights. I'd rather spend my time in my garden or taking naps, not using my energy on fights, but this was over something important. What happened? Apparently, word got around that I have a human that I regularly feed off of. And unfortunately, in our world, there are vampires that would want to take advantage of that. I love you with all of my heart, Windbloom. But I should clarify. Our relationship isn't exactly common. In the sense that you're a human who willingly and knowingly allows me to feed off of you regularly of your own volition. even more so that we're in a romantic relationship. It happens sometimes, but it's rare. The more common setup since long ago, and even until present day, is that a vampire will feed on a human once and take as much blood in one sitting as they can, leaving the person in a dangerous state, usually with little memory of the encounter, and then repeating the process a month or two later, almost always with a different target. I personally think that's an awful practice. Taking so much blood without a person's permission. But it's what's most common when it comes to actively feeding on humans. It always has been. The last and most common option for obtaining blood is something called blood rations. I think I've mentioned that term to you in passing before, right? I usually don't talk to you too much about how modern vampire society works, but you're my beloved. And it's relevant to what happened to me today. So I'll tell you. In short, there's an underground market for vampires who need blood and don't have anyone to feed off of, or the time to go hunting. It's most vampires' easiest option now, especially if they're fully integrated into human society. I used the market myself for decades. Don't worry. It's all obtained by ethical means. There's a small community of humans who secretly and willingly make monthly donations to the market in exchange for money. Even their meals and transportation on the day of their donation is compensated, and there's a required waiting period before they can donate again. It's a very good deal for everyone involved. The donated blood is then packed, refrigerated, and sold via the market to any vampires that need it. It may be a relatively new practice that's only been in effect for a century or so, but it's regulated, and I'd say a good 80% of vampires depend on the market at least partially. Vampires aren't really hunted as much as we were in the darker ages, and we're now able to blend pretty seamlessly into society, as long as we get blood occasionally to keep us feeling normal. The market has been a saving grace for most modern vampires. But because there's often more vampires in need than humans offering their blood, the blood rations offered are usually either very small or very expensive. Most of the time, both. We may be monsters, but we're as much a victim of supply and demand as humans are. There's sadly no escaping that. I'm from a good family of powerful vampires, and I'm not exactly hurting for money. So, before I met you, and you agreed to let me feed on you, I used to go and buy blood rations about once every few months or so. It's not very tasty drinking the donated blood from strangers, and I really didn't like it. But I preferred it far better than feeding on a stranger. And we do need blood every so often, otherwise we get weak and sick. But I stopped going to the market altogether once I started feeding on you. You were kind enough to offer, and your blood tastes so much better. And besides, it feels really nice feeding on someone you love. But I had been a faithful patron of the market for decades, and unfortunately the social circle for vampires is pretty tight-knit in this town. So I guess other vampires took notice of my absence from the market and got curious. I should have known. Well, a normal vampire disappearing from the market scene would probably go unnoticed, but like I said, I'm from a very powerful family. Many vampires know my name even if I've never interacted with them before. I guess at some point, I was followed by an overly curious party. A curious party with unsavory intentions. I've been so happy with you recently. I guess I got overly comfortable. I never even noticed. And so, today, I went out briefly since it was overcast. I just wanted to take a walk for a change, and a few unruly patrons of the market recognized me. At first, I just thought it was friendly banter since they recognized I was one of them, but before I knew it, they started asking prying questions on who my new source of blood was. I tried to brush them off and be on my way, but they were persistent and aggravated. For lack of a better word, they were acting hungry. I told them to back off and mind their own business, but they were going on and on about source this and source that. They even implied they knew who you were and what you looked like. There isn't a vampire alive who doesn't prefer fresh blood, but no matter how deprived they were, their words were way out of line. They started making comments about you. Filthy comments. It made me furious. Someone else looking at my beloved as something merely to be eaten. I made one final attempt to swallow my anger and leave. I thought nothing good would come of exchanging blows with vampires that low. But then, they made the foolish mistake of offering me money if I would share my source with them. I lost control a little. I've never been so disgusted. The thought of that filth putting their fangs anywhere near you. I flew into a rage. And I guess they'd expected that, because they brought friends. Quite a few friends. They caught me by surprise. All vampires are weaker during the day, but they have the upper hand in numbers. Don't be afraid. Despite everything, I put them firmly in their place. I made my point. They won't be trying anything towards you or me ever again. But still, they wore me out. I'm a little worse for wear. But I made all of them pay for what they had done. How many vampires was it? You promise you won't think less of me for fighting this much? I prefer to think of myself more of a lover than a fighter. And I don't want this to change your image of me. 17. I made sure to count them. I made sure to count. And when I was done teaching them a lesson, I looked every single one of those fools in the eye so I would remember them. I grabbed them by the neck, and one by one, I made each and every one of them swear upon their pathetic excuse for a soul to never so much as think of coming near you again, or else I would. Well, it would be awfully difficult for a vampire to feed without their fangs, wouldn't it? I'd hate for it to come to that. I think I made my point very clear to them. They seemed thoroughly convinced. I highly doubt I'll ever see them again. But seriously, what a mess. I was fine while I was fighting them. It wasn't until I was trying to go home that I started feeling weak. I guess I used up more energy than I thought, especially when it was still daytime. Before I knew it, I had stumbled my way to your place. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. I wish I was stronger. I may be stronger than the average vampire because of my lineage, but among the other purebloods in my family, I'm considered kind of weak. It's nothing. I guess I just wish I was better than I am. If I was stronger, I could protect you more easily, even during the day. And I wouldn't have to come to you for an emergency feeding like I did today. I want you to live a happy life, Windbloom. A safe, normal, happy life. And sometimes I worry if I'm getting in the way of that. It's nothing. I just... You love being with me. You're happy with me. I love you so much. I should be fine after I rest for a while. I'll go home shortly. But will you let me rest here with you until nightfall? I wanted to see you today anyway, even if it's just for a few hours. Will I heal faster if I feed more? Well, technically yes, but I already took my normal amount from you just now. And considering the manner in which I bit you already, I could never forgive myself if I took more. I can. You want me to? But... I'll only take a little bit more. What's wrong? Um, if you don't trust me to bite your neck again, I'll understand. I can feed from somewhere else if you want. An arm or a thigh or... It's okay if I still feed from your neck. Really? Even though I was so rough earlier? That bite hurt, didn't it? Really? You still trust me? I love you. Thank you. I'll feed from the other side just to be safe. I don't want to hurt you. My precious love, I promise I'll be gentle this time. I'll be very gentle, okay? It won't hurt at all. It'll only feel nice, okay? Right here. Okay. holding me close and patting my head while I was feeding. No, it felt really nice. Thank you. I feel so much better. Do you feel okay? You feel fine. Floaty as usual. You feel happy? Wind bloom. No, I'm okay. I think I'm a little overwhelmed. I think I'm happy too. It's just I spent so many years hearing that all humans fear monsters like me. I remember when I first met you and we started talking. I was so afraid to tell you what I was. I was prepared for you to fear me, but you didn't. I was prepared for you to never fall in love with me, but you did. I was prepared to never feed off of you, but you offered happily. I am so happy, but I'm also really confused because I was never prepared for this, for a happy life with you. The more time passes, the more I feel like my heart was always waiting for you. And yet, somehow, even after all of this time of waiting, my heart was still never prepared for you. I'm just so happy. The fact that you not only love me and care for me, but you somehow do so much more that I don't expect. Even though my drinking your blood should probably be scary for you. Something really scary for a human. For you to hold me close and even pat my head while I'm doing so. I'm overwhelmed. I love you so much. Is it really okay for me to be with someone as amazing as you? I love you. I love you so much. I'll rest here with you for a while, and then I'll make my way home to recover. I'll definitely be okay after you fed me so much. I can stay here tonight? Really? I can stay here with you? Thank you. I'll stay here with you. I want to stay with you. I love you. Windbloom, thank you. I swear I'll never regret loving you. No matter what happens, no matter how much time passes, I promise I'll love you. And I'll always protect you. I promise.